Hello, I'm Nikita and welcome to the channel Mindset Magic. And if you're someone who is serious about closing loops in your life and transforming old and outdated patterns and being part of an open and like-minded community, then don't just watch, join our shift. Because this is a space where we are rebuilding the Mindset Magic community from the inside out. Starting today, we are committing to one small ritual a day, whether that is starting a workout, reading for knowledge, journaling, a mindful walk, yoga, meditation, whatever it is. We're adding one thing to our routine that we're going to make a daily ritual. Think of it as something our future selves will thank us for. Whatever it is that you choose, comment below the one thing that you are choosing and let's hold each other accountable. That is the most effective way to get real results. So comment below on what your first practice will be and let's start holding each other accountable. So we're going to be looking at today how to create your own closure without a last conversation or text or heartfelt apology. Closure is a big part of life and it's definitely something that can hold you back when it comes to moving on to the next chapter. And it's all about perspective, as many things are. Let's talk about energetic contracts, emotional peace, and clearing space. So we've all been in a space or something like the space of it's over, but it never really ended, or it ended but we never really accepted it for some reason or another. So you might have checked your phone more than you'd actually like to admit. You may have wondered what you did wrong. You may replay the last message that took place so you can understand the moment where things shifted. Because you didn't get the clarity that you craved, no real goodbye, no conversation, no closure, you assume that you need them to move on. But what most people don't realize is that closure doesn't come from anyone else. Closure comes from you. Let's look at what we think closure is versus what closure actually is. Closure looks like a respectful sit-down conversation, a long apology and accountability, a clear ending that you can make sense of. And I'm not saying that these things aren't appreciated, but they are not necessary. But in life, that rarely happens, and instead, someone leaves you mid-sentence, in limbo, or just on red. Never let anyone take your power away. You are always in control of yourself. You must at all times empower yourself when a situation that you don't have control of happens. How you are going to take back your power is by doing this. Stop telling your body and your brain that it is waiting for something that it will never get. Take yourself out of the space of limbo. Think about it as money. You have a property that you invested in, and this person is living there, and they haven't paid rent for months. Now let's think about it in your brain. The person is living rent-free in your head, and they haven't paid emotional rent in weeks. Are you going to continue losing money, aka energy? Or are you going to tell that person to get the hell out of your house and find a better investment? That's the same thing. You're finding a way to invest your energy into more productive and beneficial ways. Do you understand? What is an energetic contract? An energetic contract is an unspoken agreement he still has with someone, even though the situation or the relationship is technically over. Checking in on their socials just in case they come back, or just to see what they're up to. Sounds like, I won't date anyone else It sounds like, are they dating anyone else? Have they moved on? Most of all, for any type of relationship, it sounds like, I still need you to tell me that it mattered. Because you can break up with someone physically, but still be tied to them energetically, be in a relationship with them energetically. Closure isn't about deleting that person's number from your phone. It's about releasing their grip on your energy and therefore your nervous system. In regards to the nervous system, have you ever noticed how your body reacts at just the thought of their name or the call of their name or the mention of their name? That reaction is coming from your nervous system, and it's coming from the fact that you are still energetically tied to that person. Have you ever noticed when something clicks emotionally, you suddenly start cleaning? You get rid of old clothes, you move your room or your house around, your furniture, etc. You strip your bed, you rearrange your space. That's not a coincidence, and it's definitely not random. Always remember, your environment is an extension of your emotional energy. When you hold on to clutter from the past, it's your way of telling your subconscious, I'm still not done here. So cleaning your room can be a spiritual ritual, a spiritual declaration saying that you are making space for the new, clearing out the old and space for the new. Because energetic release starts in your body and then shows up in your space. So closure shouldn't feel dramatic or intense. It feels like a quiet exhale because you've made peace with the situation. A long overdue cry because you're releasing the situation. A shift or a breakthrough that says, I'm done waiting. I'm done waiting. Sometimes it feels like sadness too, and that's okay. It means that you are finally grieving the reality and not the potential. Because closure isn't a light switch. You can't just switch it on and off. It's a dimmer that gets quieter and quieter with each self-honoring decision. Because when you honor yourself, your morals, your integrity, what you stand for, your values, your feelings, you can never go wrong. So creating closure doesn't require a text, doesn't require a coffee meetup, it doesn't require an apology. You need a ritual of release. So here's some practical steps that you can do starting today. 1. Let your voice be heard. Write a letter. No edits, no filters. Everything you want to say, put it down. Or a text message. Now you're not going to send it. This is just a way for you to have an outlet and say whatever needs to be said. That's one of the things you can do. 2. Cut the energetic contract. I will link a meditation in the comments from a channel called Inner Path to Wellness. I'm sure there's a cutting cords meditation, and I will link it in the comments below. But another way is energetically cutting the cord. And how you're going to do that? Say out loud, or you can write down, this contract is now closed. I release you with love. You no longer have access to my energy. Put the energy of that into what you're writing. Don't just write it, but put the energy of actually believing what you're saying. You can either destroy this, or you can write this and leave it in the freezer. Leaving it in the freezer is just almost a way of letting that situation go cold. This is optional, of course. You can even visualize cutting the cord between you and then sealing the edge of the cord with light. 3, clean your space up, box up, donate, throw away any physical reminders, vacuum, sage, rearrange. You're not being dramatic, you are just creating space in a way that works for you. These rituals are a way of tangibly doing something that is creating your brain to stop going through the loop of waiting. And 4 is something slightly less practical. Rewrite the story. They didn't abandon you. You wanted clarity. and they couldn't give that to you, so you gave yourself peace instead. Slide that narrative. The power was never in their hands. It was always your choice to let go. And if it wasn't your choice to let go, and that's how you truly feel, you need to look at it as you are divinely protected, and anything that is rejected and taken away from you is God's protection. Closure isn't something that the other party grants you, like a parting gift. It's something that you give yourself. It's a boundary, it's a choice, and it's a full-bodied decision. You don't need one more conversation to prove your worth, and you definitely don't need their validation to prove that it was real. You were allowed to be complete, even if the ending was messy, and you were allowed to find peace, even if they never said goodbye, or even if they never got to say goodbye. It's all about perspective. You get to walk away without guilt while still holding the beauty of whatever it was that you shared. Because your wholeness doesn't require an apology, and your next chapter doesn't need their permission. And remember, mindset matters, so let's create magic. I'll see you in the next one.